Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As promised, we have something new to talk about today, and I hope you like it as much as I do. I told you it was going to be here, and it did finally show up, and it's the camcorder that I was talking about. Now, this is the Canon Vixia HG20. That's all it is. It's my fault. I went on to YouTube. I should have asked more questions, and I didn't. I thought that this was a completely different video camera. I thought this was the one with the lens hood and all that. I just thought it was missing the lens hood, and I actually ordered one for it, but it's not. This is an even older camcorder. But it is the HG20, and there are a lot of really cool features on it which we're going to get into, so stick around. I think you guys are going to agree this is one hell of a camcorder in 2019. It's over 10 years old.
And as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. You hit that notification icon to get a notification of my videos as soon as they're released. That way you don't miss any of them.
Wow, that's all I gotta say. Man, is this a nice camcorder. So far, since I've had some time to play around with it, which I had to go online and download their owner's manual and really get into it, this is a kick-ass camera. I'm going to let you guys know right now that this is not going to be a full review. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the video camera, kind of give you guys an idea of what it looks like, and just give you my first impressions. I've got a couple videos planned for this, so look for those videos to come. Now what I plan on doing to let you guys see how this thing looks, my B camera over here, we'll switch this with that. Now the everyday dad goes, "Wah!" like that, and then does it, but I'm not going to do it. We're just going to go ahead and put this on. Man, these studio lights are freaking hot. Holy crap. Okay, let's go ahead and swap this camera. Okay guys, this is what I look like on the Canon Vixia HG20. That's all it is. I think I said it wrong in the intro, but this is just the HG20. I thought I was getting an HF G20 because he has it listed on eBay as a Canon Vixia HD G20. And when I did my search to find out more information on that, because you can't tell very much from the pictures, and they give no descriptions in eBay. You just don't get a really good description. So I went online and I searched what he wrote down, Canon Vixia HD G20, and it kept popping up the HF G20. It just kept doing it, and I said, you know, he must have got that wrong, which he did get it wrong, but still, it's the wrong. I got the wrong camera. I should have just forgot about the second letter he posted and just went with HG20. That's what I should have done. Then I would have knew what camera I was getting. Either way, $150. It is still well worth $150 in my opinion. One thing I'm going to get out of the way quick is the 60 gigabytes on here of internal storage. That you don't even need a card. It's got its own 60 gigabytes of internal storage. I can't use it because there's no way for me to hook it to my computer. There's no way. I am looking, guys, if any of you know a way for me to hook this camcorder to my computer, because I can't get the software for it, you have to get that right from Canon, and Canon no longer gives that software out because they don't make this camera anymore. So if you guys have an idea of a way for me to get my videos that I have on the internal storage off of that and onto my computer so I can do something with it, please post below. That way I can at least, use the internal storage on this camera. So what do you say we take that camera and we put it on a tripod and we go outside and we do like a vlogging test? That way you guys can see if we can even use that camera to vlog with. Okay, we are outside now. This is not the best day to do a vlogging test because it's raining. It's actually sprinkling out right now. I want to kind of hurry up and get this done. But as you can see, here's my mug. We're outside. It does have image stabilization built in, which is pretty cool. I am using the inbuilt microphones. So what you're hearing is not from an external mic. as soon as I figure out a way to hook up an external mic to this, believe me, I'll be using it. I do want to give you guys kind of a view of the zoom on this before it starts raining real bad. So we're just going to go into the backyard, actually up onto my porch so I can hold it stable. Flip this around so I can see it from the back of the camera. I love the flip screen on this. Now I'm going to zoom across the neighborhood. Now it's got slow zoom or fast. That is all the way zoomed out. I'm going to zoom it back in. So that's pretty good. Well, I'm going to get in before this camera gets ruined from the rain. It's not water resistant at all. Alright, before we get into this, I wanted to show you guys just a real quick 360 of the video camera and some of its features. I'm not going to get into them deeply. When I do the review video on it, I will go over the settings, everything on it. But basically, I just want to show you what is on this camera right now. We're going to start with the front. And on the front, we've got the lens cover. There is no adjustment for manual focus that was on the camera I was hoping to get. It's not there. But there is a switch in here that I can switch this to manual focus, and I will show you guys that when I do the review video on it and I dig into this a little deeper. You'll notice here is extra lighting or a flash. This is another flash. Underneath, you will notice there are two microphones underneath the camera, one here, one here. It does have stereo microphones, but you know, you'll get to hear them in this video. We'll dig into that deeper again when I get into a more in-depth video on it. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it around to the left side, is what I call it, the left side. This is of course where we have the access panel. You open this up, swing it out. It's fully articulating where you can flip it around frontward so that you can use it for, you know, say vlogging or, you know, whatever like that. Or you can flip it around and use it from the back like that. The control buttons for adjusting whatever you want to adjust on the camera are here. Here is the power button. I'm going to go ahead and power it up. As soon as it powers up, the lens hood opens up automatically. But you can now see the screen. It is not a touch screen, but it does have controls. This is a toggle switch here to toggle through all the controls in it. This is your function key. You press that, keep pressing it, oops, press it, and then you can go down through each one of the functions. When you hit the manual function, press in on the toggle, and you can get into all of the manual settings and functions on the camera. Press the function key again, and it takes you back to the main screen. These are your play, fast forward, reverse, basically preview any of the videos that you've taken. Now inside the camera, this is your easy button that you can switch the camera into easy mode. This button here is to display your battery info. We have a door down here. This is to put an SD card in it. I highly recommend putting in a high quality. I would put a class 10 in it. That's what I have. But as I mentioned before, this camera comes with 60 gigabytes of internal storage on it already. And by adding a 32 or 64 gigabyte card, just gives you even that much more space. This is where you plug in your USB cord to hook it into the computer. I was lucky in that the person that sold me the camera did send me the cable that comes with it, but it's just a basic old style port, you know, like your basic old style like phone ports. It's not Type-C or the old USB, it's just standard USB, the old style USB, and it'll plug right into the it'll plug into the USB port on your computer. That's it for the inside. I'm going to go ahead and power it off. You got to press and hold it for about 3 to 4 seconds. And as you can see, autofocus has 60 gigabyte internal storage. On its lowest quality settings, you can run it for 22 hours. And HD, all that. This is your battery compartment. There's a switch on the bottom that allows you to slide the battery down and out. The battery that comes with this is very small. The Canon battery is really small. This is an aftermarket battery I purchased for it so that I have plenty of battery. Now under this little flap is just a port. It's kind of like the port on top of your camera where you can put your microphone or whatever. The only thing is it's kind of small. I tried putting my microphone on there and I couldn't get it to slide in there. Now maybe with a little bit of trimming I might be able to put a microphone on top of this camera. We'll have to see. And again guys, I'm still learning this camera, so I don't know everything about it yet, and as soon as I do, I'm going to put out another in-depth video on this camera. Here is your selection button. If you toggle it all the way down, that is for taking pictures. That is for taking video. That is for viewing your pictures, or that is for viewing your videos, and that is for viewing your pictures. I just leave it in video mode because that's what I'm going to use it for. I'm not going to be using this to take any pictures. Right here is your zoom selector. If you press it this way, it takes the zoom in. If you press it that way, it expands the zoom. So this is zoom in, zoom out. So that's what that's for. This is to take a picture. So if you just want to take a picture of something, this video camera was actually meant to also take pictures. It does not have a touchscreen. That's the one thing I really hate about this. If it had a touchscreen, I probably wouldn't even think about getting a different camera. But I don't like the fact that it does not have a touchscreen. But as you guys will see in the upcoming video, the video quality of this camera is freaking amazing. So I might just keep it the way it is. Alright, we are going to go ahead and swing around to this side. Okay, what you have back here is a compartment. This is your USB compartment. You can hook a mini USB cable in here, or micro, no, it's a mini USB cable in here, and hook it to your television and, you know, stream from it, whatever you want to do with it. We have another compartment up here. If I open that up, the yellow port on top is for a microphone, the red port on the bottom is for a microphone, and the port in the center, I'm not 100% sure what that's for quite yet, but as I get to learn the camera, I will learn more of its features. Like I said, I'm going to have another video on this camera. So that is pretty much it, guys. There's not much to it. Of course, underneath is going to be where they do give us a 1/4" adapter, or a 1/4" thread mount for putting it on a tripod, which is awesome that they did that. And now pull the camera down. We're going to flip it around so you can see the underside of the camera. And on the underside of the camera, you basically have where you can pull your battery compartment out. We have a door right here. And that door is where you plug it in to charge it up if you want to just use the cable and plug it into the wall. And then it'll just last forever. You can record forever. So that is pretty much it that's pretty much all that I know for now. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. One thing I skipped was this little button right here in the middle. That is the button you push to record. So if I want to record a video or stop recording it, I push this button right there. Okay guys, that is a quick look. Like I said, I will do a real in-depth in my next video. We will go over everything on this video camera, including the settings, and I'll show you guys how to use it. And let's go ahead and get into the rest of this video. Well, so you got a chance to see what this camera looks like outside. Again, for what I'm shooting in here, I don't have a big YouTube production facility. I have a spare bedroom with some stuff on the wall to keep, to keep some of the echoes down, and carpet on the floor. That's about it. Also, it does give you a place. It's got a jack on the top of it, which in my next video I'm going to go in depth on the camera, but it does have a jack on it where you can put a microphone into it, an external microphone. The only problem with that is you got to be kind of careful what kind of microphones you put in it. I tried my lavalier mics, and even with my adapter, it just wouldn't pick the microphone up. Here what I found out is it does take 2-ring, which my mind's not working right now, so maybe I'll put that in the writing up above what a 2-ring is. It takes a 2-ring plug-in instead of the 3-ring plug-in. So my Rode video mic works well on it, and so does my Takstar. The problem is where do I hook it? It gives you no place to hook the microphone. So I've got to try to figure out a rig, that I can hook an external microphone up, or just go with the inbuilt microphone that's on it and record my audio externally. You also have to be very, very careful about the colors on it, because just in this stock mode, if I was to turn my studio light on, and it's not that bright in here, even though on this camera, I have a custom setting in it, because you can set your picture profile up, and I downloaded a custom setting, so it looks good in these lights on my M50. But I was surprised at how well it looks on the M50 with the minimal amount of lights I have in here right now. Again, my studio light's not on. I'm going to turn my studio light on. I'm going to let you guys see what it looks like. Okay, see how bright, and I turned blue in my face. Everything's kind of bluish. This is just the stock settings on this camera. But if we go to this camera, notice it just kind of got brighter. That's because I have a lot of time invested into the settings on this. And this camera is only a couple of years old. It knows how to handle light a lot better than this 10-year-old video camera. Let me turn this light back off. That's better. Okay, because I am wearing a very dark blue shirt with little red and white specks on it. My hat is black and gray camouflaged. My walls are like a grayish blue. So the colors are showing pretty accurate on the camcorder. I think that as a second video camera, I think it's going to be pretty nice. Now in the next video that I do on this camera, I really want to focus on the camera, its settings, kind of give you guys a look at all the functions, the record button, stuff like that. So that's what we're going to get into on the next video on this camera. Well everybody, I really appreciate you watching my video on my new video cam. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, be looking for another video on that. I want to go in depth. I want to really go through all the buttons, the bells, the whistles of the camera. Let you guys get to know it as well as I am. But first, I have to learn it. So, thank you again for watching. I want to ask all of you, if you're new here, to please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell icon. That way you get notified of any videos that I put out as soon as I put them out. And with that being said, I'll see you all on the next one.